Rangers chasing a 6'4" Norwegian powerhouse to reshape the midfield. A record signing on the verge of being dumped after just one goal. A 19-year-old homegrown talent ready to walk away for free. And a defender putting in performances so bad he must be dropped immediately. Chaos at Ibrox, transfer blunders, and shocking decisions. This is the real state of Rangers. If you're into daily news from someone who lives and breathes Rangers, hit that like button and come with me. Rangers have their eyes locked on a towering talent from the north, Jens Hjertø-Dahl, the 6'4" Norwegian midfielder who's been making a real name for himself this season with Tromsø. At just 20 years of age, he's already racked up 30 appearances in the elite Syrian, chipping in with 4 goals and 4 assists. But it's not just the stats that are turning heads, it's the way he carries himself on the pitch. Composed, confident, and not afraid to drive forward with the ball, he's been dubbed the little Milinkovic by the Italian press. That's no small compliment, even if it's more about style than status style. Now, what's got Rangers interested isn't just his height or his passport, it's the potential bargain. He's under contract until 2027, but word is he won't cost an arm and a leg in a market where every penny counts, especially for clubs trying to build smart without blowing the budget. Hjertø-Dahl fits the mold. Young, promising, and accessible. Scouts have already been out there watching him closely. The reports coming back to Ibrox are said to be positive, impressed by his maturity and physical presence. No surprise, really, considering he's holding his own in senior football already. But let's be clear, there's no bid on the table just yet. It's early days, and Rangers are simply keeping close tabs. There's no rush from Tromsø either. They're not desperate to sell, so this is one that'll develop slowly unless something triggers it in January. Here's the real question, though. Should Rangers be taking punts on raw potential from Norway, or should the focus be on proven quality that can deliver from day one at Ibrox? It's been one of those weeks, hasn't it? Danny Rohl's start to life at Ibrox has hit its first real storm, and let's not sugarcoat it, it's been brutal. Failing to beat 10-man Braga was frustrating enough, but back-to-back draws against Falkirk and Dundee United, that's the kind of run that puts pressure on even the boldest of managers. Wednesday night's last gasp equalizer from Badrami might have saved face for the moment, but it's papering over serious cracks, and you've seen it with your own eyes. 9 points off the top, still in fourth, and all this during a period where Celtic are in disarray after Brendan Rodgers scarpered and Hearts have dipped too. This should have been the moment to strike. Instead, it's starting to feel like we're sleepwalking through an opportunity. Now, there's plenty of blame to go around. A lot of it lies at the feet of the clowns responsible for the summer recruitment circus. Kevin Thelwell take a bow, but Rohl's not escaping scrutiny either. His team selections are starting to raise eyebrows, and some of the names on that team sheet just can't keep getting away with it. Let's talk about Emmanuel Fernandez. He scored his first Rangers goal not long ago, but that feels like a distant memory after the absolute horror show against Dundee United. He was turned inside out for the opener, bullied down the left flank, and looked utterly lost throughout. Losing 8 of his 18 duels says it all. No grit, no presence, no clue. And then there's Nasser Djiga. 0 tackles, 0 interceptions. That's not just a bad day, that's a man sleepwalking through a match in a Rangers shirt. You can't let that happen at Ibrox and expect to keep your place. Not now, not ever. It's not just the defense either. Bojan Miovski, once a hero at Aberdeen and hailed as the best in the league in his position, looks like a ghost up front. 1 goal in the league since arriving. That's not what we brought him here for. He lost 8 duels himself against the Tangerines. No presence, no impact, nothing to build on. Behind him, Danilo looked just as blunt, and JD Gassama on the flank. He lost the ball 20 times from just 56 touches. That's not creativity, that's chaos. Yes, Jayden Magoma gave us a glimpse of hope with that flash of brilliance, and Badrami showed nerve at the death with the penalty, but it's not enough. not when the rest are sleepwalking through 90 minutes. Rohl needs to act, the backline needs shaken up, and Djiga, especially, cannot start again in this system. If you're offering 0 tackles and 0 interceptions in a crisis, then you've got no business in a Rangers shirt. Here's what I want to know. Should Danny Rohl be given full backing to tear this squad apart in January? Or has he already shown he's not the man to take Rangers forward? Well, here we go again. Another young lad developed at Ibrox being circled like seagulls round a chip van. This time it's Bailey Rice, the 19-year-old midfield anchor who looks set to walk away from Rangers for nothing at the end of the season. Nothing, not a penny. Word is West Brom are ready to pounce, hoping to pick him up on a pre-contract in January, but they're not the only ones sniffing around. Aston Villa, Sunderland, and even Cardiff City have all made checks on him recently. And why? Because Rangers haven't managed to tie him down to a new deal. It's starting to feel all too familiar, isn't it? Now, from the outside looking in, you can understand why Rice might be tempted. At Ibrox, he's barely had a sniff, just 16 appearances in 3 years. For a player who's tipped as a future leader in the middle of the park, that's not the kind of pathway you want to see. West Brom fans are already calling it a smart move, saying he'd be a perfect blend of youth and energy to mix with their older championship stalwarts. And the fact he'd come on a free only sweetens the deal for them. But here's the thing. This isn't just about another player leaving. It's about the bigger picture. You're telling me a 19-year-old with the potential to anchor Rangers midfield for the next decade can't get proper minutes while we continue to roll out tired legs and anonymous loanees who disappear come summer. And let's be honest, if a player like Rice had come from the English Championship and we'd picked him up, you'd be hearing folk saying what a coup it was. But because he's come through our own ranks, he gets overlooked. He's had injuries. There's no hiding from that. A big operation in November, stretchered off in Europe last season, but that's part of football. The question is whether Rangers believe in him enough to offer a proper pathway and get him fit again, or whether they let another talent slip through the cracks. So here's what I want to know. If Bailey Rice signs for West Brom and becomes a star, who's to blame? The player for walking away, or the club for wasting his talent and letting it happen? £8.5 million? Let that sink in for a moment. That's what Rangers shelled out in the summer to bring Youssef Chermiti to Ibrox, a striker who hadn't scored a single goal for Everton. And now, just a few months later, we're talking about shipping him off on loan in January. You couldn't make it up. Tam McManus, never one to pull his punches, reckons Chermiti's finished already in Govan, says the support's made up its mind. And you know what? He's probably right. At a club like Rangers, if you don't hit the ground running, especially for that kind of money, you're already fighting an uphill battle. And Chermiti, 1 goal in 15 appearances. That's nowhere near good enough. The frustration's written all over the place. You see it in the stands. You feel it in the atmosphere. He's not just out of form. He's miles off the level required. This isn't a lad missing sitters but working hard. This is a player who looks completely lost in our system, like he doesn't even know what role he's meant to be playing. And when you've got Braga already sniffing around, it tells you one thing loud and clear. His time might be up before it even properly started. The truth is, his signing symbolizes everything that went wrong under Kevin Thelwell. That chaotic, desperate scattergun summer of spending where numbers were brought in, but identity and cohesion went out the window. It's no coincidence Thelwell's gone already. Chermiti might be next. Now, of course, it would be ideal if he turned it around, proved everyone wrong, and started banging in goals, but let's be real. Has he shown anything that makes you believe that's coming? So here's the bombshell for you. If Rangers ship out Chermiti just 6 months after spending £8.5 million, should those responsible for the deal ever be allowed near a transfer window again.